In September 2014, a concerning incident unfolded during a police accountability march in Lynn, Massachusetts, shedding light on officers allegedly breaking the law while being captured on camera. The incident was documented by Ms. Bay, the founder of the Bay State Examiner, an independent media source focused on police interactions and accountability. While attending the march, Ms. Bay noticed an undercover police officer trailing the protest in an unmarked vehicle. Seeking accountability, she approached the officer to request his name and badge number. In a startling turn of events, the officer reportedly hit her with his vehicle.
Howdy. Sorry to bother again. Oh, hey!
Can I have your IDs?
Uh,
You guys are fine, right? Both of your IDs. Pardon me? I need both your IDs.
What's the lawful reason for the request?
Because you're on private property.
I'm on private property and you get to see my...
In the back lot. You were on private property. You asked if you needed to take your time. I need your IDs. IDs?
can I have yours?
I don't have one on me.
No, alright.
Well, go to the chief.
We are.
Sure.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Can we speak to the chief? This officer has invited us to speak with him.
This incident prompted Ms. Bay to take matters into her own hands. Days later, Ms. Bay ventured to the Lynn police station's back lot in pursuit of evidence regarding the vehicle that had allegedly struck her. Her efforts were met with resistance from an unidentified officer who swiftly expelled her from the premises. Undeterred, she entered the police department building to file a formal complaint about the incident and to seek officer identifications. The encounter within the police station would go on to raise a myriad of legal and ethical concerns. The situation escalated when the officers on duty refused to identify themselves and labeled Ms. Bay's presence as trespassing on private property. Massachusetts law, however, stipulates that police officers are required to carry identification cards and display them upon a lawful request. This refusal constituted a violation of this legal obligation.
You're welcome
What
to come
sounds-
back there and take a look after.
Okay. Oh, after? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Alright.
But we need your IDs now.
I'm not interested in showing that at this
No?
I'm not. Yeah.
Alright, so you guys are refusing? Alright, then we'll just leave.
There you can go.
Do we want to check the...
Yeah, I was gonna say, you've invited us to speak with the
Chief's
chief.
a busy guy.
Oh.
You just
I
suggested
don't
we
know if
talk
he's-
to the chief.
Well,
Yeah, but I guess
Uh,
apparently he's
you-
not...
I'm sorry,
He
what's...
just told you to do that, right?
No, you told us to talk to the chief.
Yeah, and you came around here and he's not coming down here.
Oh, right.
So maybe you should call him
Call
and
the
make an appointment with him.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. We can do that.
And may I have both of your names and ID
For
cards?
the time, it's badge 88.
Badge 88.
Badge 88?
Yep.
The officers ordered Ms. Bay to vacate the premises, accusing her of creating a disturbance and trespassing. In response, she asserted her right to continue recording for news-gathering purposes. A crucial distinction emerged. While Massachusetts acknowledges the right to record police, this right is not absolute and must adhere to reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions that safeguard officer safety, informants, and victims. The incident also underscored the nuanced relationship between the First Amendment and trespassing laws. While Ms. Bay's intent to file a complaint justified her presence to some extent, officers claimed she was trespassing and sought to remove her from the building. Legal precedents highlighted the complexity of these issues, including the right to record police versus the limitations imposed on such activities within police stations.
Not with you. Who do I make a complaint with?
Chief's the best guy.
The chief's the best guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So make an appointment.
Okay.
What's up with that? What is it that you're looking for?
Well, I found the car that hit me on Friday. I was reporting it earlier. It's out back.
Okay, and what are you doing going in private property videotaping police cars?
What private property?
The property that's parked out back there posted as no trespassing, authorized personnel only.
I didn't see that.
Well, it's posted all over the entrances to that parking lot.
Interesting.
It is interesting, but it is also posted.
Okay.
You're subject to arrest for going back into private property.
Am I being
Videotaping
arrested?
police cars. Huh?
Am I being
I
arrested?
said you are subject to arrest.
Okay.
Despite these legal complexities, officers' conduct raised questions about their intentions and commitment to accountability. Their refusal to take Ms. Bay's claims seriously and their hindrance of her ability to file a complaint cast doubts on their willingness to engage transparently with civilian concerns. The encounter raised concerns about the potential misuse of laws to deter individuals from lodging complaints against law enforcement officers. In the aftermath of the incident, Ms. Bay submitted a Freedom of Information Act request to the Lynn's Record Department.
The officer in charge will be out with you when he gets a second.
Okay.
Talk to you and get your complaint.
Well, somebody does need to tell
Okay.
him that that's what's going
Well,
on.
if he's
because
already done that, then your complaint has been filed and documented.
There's information that he literally doesn't have because I didn't have it until right now. when I went back, I found the car. So I would like to tell him that the car is back there, that it's been repaired, even though they didn't report items. Well, you know what, actually, I'm filming this for news gathering purposes at this point.
Yet her efforts were met with resistance, and it remains uncertain whether the department ever responded to her request. Her documentation of the event and her subsequent efforts to highlight the challenges faced by citizens seeking accountability and transparency within law enforcement agencies. Now let's move on to the next investigation. In a noteworthy incident that unfolded on June 5, 2015, the spotlight fell on Michael Hoffman, a private investigator and an advocate for the First Amendment. The scenario took place in Jacksonville, Florida, as Hoffman engaged in conducting surveillance as part of a case. His objective was to track down an individual's movements and actions across multiple locations. However, the situation took an unexpected turn when the person under surveillance alleged that Hoffman was stalking her.
Investigator of some sort?
Can I ask why you pulled me over, sir?
I pulled you over because the young ladies came over there and said you've been following her since she left the airport yesterday. So I want to know who you are.
Have I committed a crime?
No, but I'm conducting an investigation. Have you been following that young lady? I mean, if you're an investigator, investigate away. But if you're somebody harassing her or stalking her, that's against the law. Me pulling you over to find out who you are is me doing my job.
Am I free to go?
No, you are not. Not until I find out who you are. I'm conducting an investigation. Do you have your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance on you?
Have you pulled me for a traffic violation, sir?
No, sir. I've already explained that to you. Now you can play the back and forth rigmarole.
This accusation prompted a response from law enforcement, specifically an officer from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. The encounter between Hoffman and the officer was marked by a clash of rights and principles. As the officer initiated a traffic stop, the interaction was captured on camera and later disseminated on the Awakening the Masses YouTube channel. The video depicted the exchange as the officer sought to ascertain the veracity of the stalking claim. He engaged Hoffman in conversation, asking about his identity, purpose, and whether he was an investigator. Hoffman's response was calculated and assertive. He began by asking the officer the reason for pulling him over, which initiated a dialogue regarding the stalking allegation. The officer cited the complainant's assertion that Hoffman had been tailing her since previous day. Despite Hoffman's protestations, the officer deemed it necessary to investigate the matter. He explained that his actions were guided by the need to ascertain whether Hoffman was involved in harassing or stalking behavior, which is legally prohibited.
Oh, tell them to come up here. We're at the 8100 block of Arlington Express.
I don't answer questions, Stephanie.
You don't answer questions. You stalk young lady. Just stand by then. Stand by.
Your name and badge number, deputy? Your name and badge number, deputy?
Hey, buddy, what's going on here?
Name and badge number, sir?
Simpson 66190.
Masinsin, M-A-S-I-N-S-I-N. Sir, I'd like to know why I'm being detained.
No, someone's saying that you're claiming you're stalking them. What is that? Are you an investigator or anything?
Okay, let me make this clear, sir. I would like for you to articulate what crime you...
The crux of the disagreement hinged on the rights invoked by Hoffman. When the officer requested identification, Hoffman invoked his Fifth Amendment rights, a constitutional privilege against self-incrimination. This assertion caused a pivotal shift in the interaction, as Hoffman insisted he would only speak in the presence of legal counsel. The officer, seemingly perplexed by this response, requested that Hoffman bring his attorney to the scene for further questioning. Hoffman's stance was rooted in legal principles. He argued that during a Terry stop, law enforcement could pose a limited number of questions to establish identity and to determine if any suspicions were valid. However, Hoffman remained steadfast in asserting that he was under no obligation to answer questions without the presence of legal representation, especially considering the potential implications of his responses. The officer's actions were grounded in the assumption that a stalking accusation, combined with a corroborated vehicle description, constituted reasonable suspicion for a stop and investigation. This view aligned with legal precedent, exemplified by the 2002 case of United States v. Sokolow, which allows law enforcement to act on a tip if it bears indicia of reliability. The Supreme Court has ruled that reasonable suspicion necessitates a particularized and objective basis for suspecting wrongdoing. Despite the differing interpretations, the encounter eventually concluded with the officer permitting Hoffman to leave. The tension between rights and responsibilities underscored the complexity of police-citizen interactions.
Some professional courtesy and treat me with the respect I deserve.
I did.
What is your name and badge number?
Well, hey, let me see, sir. I gave you mine. 0051.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Deputy. Was that so hard?
No.
The law states I don't have to give my name and information unless you suspect me of committing a crime.
I don't.
Then am I free to go? Because this is an illegal detainment.
At this time.
This is an illegal detainment.
But like I said, your criminal description we were given.
I respect
doesn't
that.
mean
I respect
you're guilty.
that. I respect that. You're talking to an ex-law enforcement officer here, buddy. Now, I understand you're doing no fault with that. You are doing your job.
Okay.
And the mere fact that I'm exercising my legal rights does not make...
Shedding light on the importance of understanding legal rights during such encounters. Hoffman's case emphasized that individuals have the right to remain silent and request legal counsel during a Terry stop, while officers must balance their duty to investigate with the requirement to respect constitutional rights. The incident became a case study in navigating the delicate balance between law enforcement's duty to investigate and an individual's rights to privacy and legal protection. As the video disseminated, it sparked discussions about the scope of police authority during stops, the validity of accusations, and the intricacies of the Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. Michael Hoffman's assertiveness in upholding his rights and the officer's attempts to fulfill his duty encapsulated a pivotal moment in the ongoing dialogue about law enforcement practices and individual freedoms. Now let's take a look at the next investigation. In April 2020, a situation involving Keelan Hill and Denver police officers unfolded after a minor traffic incident on Interstate 25 in Colorado. The incident escalated into legal disputes, allegations of rights violations, and concerns over police conduct. The episode began when Keelan Hill, age 25, called 911 after a minor collision with two other drivers. Officer Thomas Ludwig of the Denver Police Department arrived at the scene and initiated discussions with the other individuals involved while Hill was being evaluated by paramedics inside an ambulance. The situation took a turn when Hill exited the ambulance and noticed Officer Ludwig searching his vehicle without consent.
What are you doing? Stepping to me. Oh, what the f is in my face? What don't think so, dude. What is this? Oh, what am I? What the?
What are you stopping the cops for, man?
I did not ask you to get
No,
out of my
I
car.
watched you. I got you on my video camera.
I asked you to get out of my car. That's it.
You're being an to everybody.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
So, nigga. Oh. It's right to work, brother. Ow. You can't just hit my up. Fine. What just happened? You got ankle monitor too, huh? Wow.
On probation, I'm sure
I'm not on
the
probation.
probation officer's gonna love that.
I'm not on probation at all.
The officer claimed he detected the odor of marijuana, implying that this gave him the authority to conduct the search. The legality of such searches based on marijuana odor varies across states, and in Colorado, where recreational marijuana is legal, the odor can contribute to probable cause for a search. However, legal nuances exist. Hill confronted Officer Ludwig about the search, leading to a heated argument. The officer's aggressive response escalated the tension instead of employing de-escalation techniques. While Hill's behavior might have prompted concern, it's questionable whether it warranted the officer's level of aggression. Hill was arrested and charged with interference with police activity. These charges were later dropped, but the incident spurred Hill to file a lawsuit against the city of Denver and the involved officers.
It's like feeding there. I'm not intoxicated at all.
Go ahead and have a seat in there.
Go for it. Please go for it.
Okay, have a seat.
Y'all are illegally searching my car.
Have a seat. Have a seat. Put your feet up.
ID, bro.
Push yourself all the way back.
Oh.
He alleged violations of his First and Fourth Amendment rights and claimed damages, including missing a master's degree final exam due to his incarceration. Critiques of the officer's conduct centered on several points. Firstly, despite the possible legality of the initial search, the decision to arrest Hill was deemed unnecessary and potentially unconstitutional. Officer Ludwig's unprofessional behavior, particularly his failure to de-escalate the situation, garnered criticism. His confrontational approach escalated the disagreement rather than diffusing it, highlighting the significance of emotional awareness in police interactions. Moreover, the officers face criticism for their response to Hill's request for medical assistance. According to the Denver Police Department's Operation Manual, officers are required to provide medical attention to individuals in custody. Hill's expression of uncertainty about his injury should have prompted a more compassionate response from the officers, as opposed to the callous indifference displayed. This incident underscores the complexities of police interactions and the importance of effective de-escalation techniques. While the legality of certain actions can be ambiguous, officers should prioritize public safety and citizens' rights. Emotions and situational awareness play crucial roles in determining the outcome of such encounters.
Hey,
Do you have a driver's license, please? Insurance and registration.
I sure do.
Okay.
Is there a reason why you pulled me over?
Yes.
The video starts with a man who is being caught by a police officer. But what happens after the instruction is gonna shock you. So stay tuned to the video till the end.
There is. You ran a red light when you were at University and Rural, and then you made an improper turn right here. When you cut the car off, that was lane number L2. Do you have a driver's license, please?
The man asks the officer, why is he being pulled over?
I do, but it's in here. You're not going to be scared if I reach it, are you?
Do you have any weapons?
Well, I don't answer any questions, but you can clearly see inside of my vehicle, I have camera equipment. I'm a TV producer.
Okay. Do you have a driver's license, please?
I do.
Could you grab it for me, please?
But I did a U-turn where the road was closed. I just want you to notice that.
All right. Could you give me your driver's license, please?
I can, but I got to reach in here, and I don't want you to be scared.
Just give me your driver's license.
This is the Mullen Commission. I teach constitutional law.
Okay.
Just so you understand what you're doing here.
All right.
Be really careful your steps here.
The man explains that he made a U-turn because the road was closed. I just want you to notice that, okay, I can give you the driving license, but I need to go in here and I don't want to be terrified. This is the Mullen Commission and I teach constitutional law, so proceed carefully.
Please give me your driver's license, your insurance, and your registration.
You don't have to be demanding. You can clearly see I'm pulling out my identification for you right here.
The officer again asked for the man's driving license, insurance, and registration. But what the man said is truly appreciable.
You're armed and dangerous. I'm not. And you can't lose your temper because I'm a citizen and you're doing your job.
I'm just asking for your identification.
Right, but you're being aggressive towards me and I don't like it. So you need to stop.
He said, you do not need to be demanding. I'm clearly bringing out my identification for you right now. There's no reason for you to be disrespectful to me because 300,000 people follow me as a constitutional law professor, so while you're armed and scary, I'm not. You cannot lose your cool because I'm a citizen and you're performing your duties.
I mean, you guys are just tyrants. Like, I'm not usually this close to someone who's just so dangerous, that carries a gun around, pulling people over, demanding things. It's like, it's absolutely ridiculous the way you guys behave, and you wonder why people don't like you.
The man goes on to say that you have 8 minutes to finish your stop if you make a mistake at any point along the way. I'll get your jacket, and you know what I mean when I say jacket. I'm obviously showing you my identification right here. I'll remove the tape and hand it over to you.
Drive around with my identification showing for people to see it. You follow what I'm saying to you? You want to cover it up so you stay protected from identity theft.
The cop gets impatient and demands records once more.
I mean, what in the world would make you pull me over? You can clearly see that the road was closed and I had nowhere to go.
Sir, I've already told you why I pulled you over.
Yeah, but you just making an excuse to pull me over to see if I'm drinking or to see if I've done something wrong or to look in my car. I mean, the truth is there's all the information you need right there. That's my driver's license. That's my insurance.
While the man says, I'm not typically this close to someone who carries a gun around and pulls people over demanding things. It's like how you guys act is completely ridiculous. Do you wonder why people dislike you? Look at your behavior. You don't see the roads being closed back there.
I just bought the car, so I just got it.
Could you just pull whichever one?
I don't know which one it is here. Oh, you know what? It's over here. It's the sticker.
It's the piece of paper that comes with.
Yeah, it's the piece of paper that comes in the window.
The man explains further why he is not having his identity. He says, please listen. You can be as short as you want, but I don't exactly drive around with my identification on display for everyone to see. You follow them, stating you want to cover it up so you don't become a victim of identity theft.
I mean, I can't believe you even pulled me over, to be honest. You could clearly see that road was closed. You didn't see the road was closed?
The man provides all the information. He then claims that it is consent, since he constantly produces it. The cop then requests the registration card, to which the man responds that this is a brand new car, the registration's still in a massive form right here.
Camera in here, so don't say things that aren't true. I didn't cut off anybody.
I keep looking for your registration.
I didn't drive recklessly.
I keep looking for your registration. I keep looking for your registration.
Or anything else.
The man again comes to the point that why the cop pulled him over. To be honest, we could easily see that the road was closed, but the cop didn't notice it. The cop responds, I saw, but I also saw that you were stopped at a red light and you turned left at a red light, and then I also saw right here you turned a lot from lane number L1 and straight into lane number 2 and cut off the other vehicle. To this, the man replies that don't make things up, he did not cut anyone off, and for the proof, he has a camera over there.
Let me see if it's let me just take a look and see. Okay, it's on the other side. Let me get my
on the passenger side.
I can get it. I don't need you. I don't need your help. You can. I'm not a criminal, so get the fuck off.
The man gets out of his car to take registration back, but gets prevented by another cop who tells him to wait in his car. But what happens next? Will he be able to go on the other side?
You're not for officer safety.
This is
under
for
Terry
my
versus
safety.
Ohio. I'm Pennsylvania versus Mims right now. I'm outside of my car. The 1978 holding. Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm allowed to go over and get my registration as he asked me to do. Stop demanding. Look what he's doing. He's demanding me around.
Yes.
This is not a lawful order.
Directing you back into your vehicle.
No, because I said don't tell me what to do.
Directing you back into your vehicle.
No, because I said don't tell me what to do.
This argument gets extended, and the man tells him to be careful because he is not the one they are thinking of.
Okay.
So now let me get my registration as he asked me to do.
I'm going to have you wait in your vehicle.
I need to go around the other side to get my registration.
Okay. When I'm ready
He's already looked at you're not the boss of me. You're a cop doing a job.
Yes.
You have no other skills than this.
This is my traffic stop.
This is not your traffic stop. This is my freedom.
The cops want the man to wait right in his vehicle, but the man knows this is not what the law states. So he explains the law to his audience and reveals why the officer is scared.
You to wait in your car.
No, the answer is no. The answer is no. You cannot demand that I do unlawful orders. I teach constitutional law. Be very careful, officer.
Okay.
You don't think that it'll affect you, but by about the second year...
The man further spills out the truth, saying he does not have any real power. The man further decided to give a lesson about the laws, explaining the Mullen Commission and how the American police treat American citizens.
Again,
now you're touching me. Get your fucking hands off me.
You moved into me. I was standing right here.
Look, who's walking up and doing what to who?
I'm not moving at all, sir.
I have 300,000 followers, brother. They're going to love this. I have 300,000 followers, brother. They're going to love this.
After some time, the first officer returns his documents and gives him a citation for the wrong turn. And this is what the man replies. According to the man, the cop is a coward and backs off.
You want to follow me? He wants the registration. I want to get it for him.
I want you to keep waiting right here in your driver's seat.
Listen. See, this is the problem with police in America. This guy right here is an authoritarian piece of shit.
The man then thinks of taking a business card, but the cop quickly leaves after knowing that they messed with the wrong man. According to the man, the cops were just cowards. At last, the video gives a lesson that always acquires as much evidence as possible when dealing with our society's strict cops, because the evidence can save you in the event of a lawsuit.